real name is Laurie Strickland.
Were you named for somebody?
Yes, I was named after my grandmother.
You were?
Yes, her name was Laura, and that Laurie was the closest they could get to it.
When is your birthday, and where were you born?
I was born on January the 7th, 1925 in Jacksonville, Florida.
Were you born in a hospital or somewhere else?
No, I was born at home.
Did you have a favorite toy?
Oh, when I was coming up, we didn't have toys as much as we would have blocks that we related to them as being cows or horses and chickens and that kind of stuff.
What new invention or machine was popular when you were a child?
The light bulbs was just getting started good.
Like, how old were you?
I was 3 or 4 years old.
What were your favorite foods when you were growing up?
I didn't have many favorite foods. I really ate a lot of cereal, and I didn't like too much in the way of greens and that kind of stuff. So,
do you have brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have had 6 brothers, no 6 sisters.
How did the Great Depression affect your family?
It was a very bad depression, and we got by. We just didn't have a whole lot.
Did your parents lock the door to your house?
We did not normally lock the doors at all.
Was there any music at your house?
Yes, my mother played the piano. I had one brother that played the piano. I played the piano.
Did you ever get in any trouble at school or at home? Or did your parents discipline you?
Well, I've been blistered, yeah. That was the way it was when I was coming up. We either done right or we got punished for it.
What was the price of clothing, shoes, and food?
Very little money for clothing. We ever spent over $20, $25.
For the whole family?
For one person. I would go out and get a 3-piece suit, and it may cost me somewhere between $18 and $22.
What were the clothes like whenever you were?
Pretty much as they are today, except we didn't wear our jeans dragging down around our ankles, but they were still pretty much proper.
Do you remember historic events that happened when you were in school?
The first thing that I remember that happened before I started school was Lindbergh crossing from the U.S. to Paris.
What did you want to be whenever you grew up?
Well, at one time I thought I would be an undertaker, but I didn't. I went in service when I was 18, came out when I was 21, and immediately had to start getting a job because shortly after that my wife was expecting.
What was your first job, and how much money did you make on your first job?
My first job was a weekend job. If I worked just on Friday, I usually made about $2. And we started at 6:30 in the morning, and we got off usually sometime around 3, 4, 5 o'clock the next morning.
What was it like when you brought your future spouse home to meet your parents?
Well, when I brought my spouse home to meet my parents, they had already been introduced. She wasn't someone I picked up in the car and brought home.
What did you like or not like about the military?
There were many things in the military that I didn't particularly care for, but there was the same situation in the outside world. So where did I make my living? I took the military and stayed there for 21 years.
When you were in the military, what place were you in? Like,
I was in the ETO.
what were you?
Huh?
What were you?
During the war, I was a chaplain's assistant. And that was, I was in the ETO, which is European Theater of Operations. That was over in Europe. I was overseas again in 1956 and 57 up in Greenland. And the rest of my time was here in the States.
What do you think is the most significant change in the way we live today as compared with your childhood days?
The biggest difference today was the amount of discipline that we had. We're not disciplined every time we turned around, but when we got in trouble, we got straight out for it right then and there, no questions about it. And I think nothing would improve our situation today any more than just getting to hold the discipline down on our children. They need it, and that would be the best thing for everybody. Old people, young people, the whole thing.
If you had your way, how would you change the way we live today?
Well, one of the things that I would be trying to change, if I could, was in most cases, women would stay home and take care of their children. Sometimes that's not necessary, and sometimes it really is not much to do with families. But I think a lot would be done to straighten out the rest of the problems that we have today.
That's all for us. Thank you.
You're welcome.